Hey guys, and welcome back to Altcoin by Spotlight with me, Layah, the show where we speak to entrepreneurs, innovators, and thought leaders in the cryptocurrency and the blockchain space. Joining me today is Patrtick Mullian, the co-founder of Mantra DAO, the community-governed DeFi platform focusing on lending, staking, and governance. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit the like button and hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And also let us know in the comment section below who you want us to interview next and which topics you want us to cover. JP, welcome to Altcoin by Spotlight. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. Appreciate you having me on here today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to jump in because DeFi is absolutely exploding. We thought it was just a summer thing, but it's continuing and it's really exciting. So it's great to speak to people like yourself just to learn more. So tell me about Mantra DAO and how it's actually different from all the other DeFi protocols out there.
Yeah, sure. So Mantra DAO is about 1 year old. We're a DeFi platform building staking and lending and other DeFi products for a multi-chain ecosystem. So we're currently launched on Ethereum. We're porting some of our products over to MATIC or Polygon. We have another chain announcement coming next week. We're also building within Substrate and have some products coming out for the Polkadot ecosystem that we're excited about. And I think one way that we kind of differentiate ourselves is, we really bridge Web3 through kind of the proof of stake validator business that we run to DeFi and some of our kind of decentralized lending and savings style products. We're super community centric, and we really engage a lot with our community, which is called the Sherpas. And we really rely on their feedback to help us improve the product and make decisions for the business.
And one of the core parts of your business model is Validator as a service, and you currently have around 12 to 15 nodes. So how significant is your position, Mantra DAO's position, in when it comes to these nodes?
Yeah, so we believe that it's very important to have skin in the game for all these different networks, and that's kind of a trend that runs through our entire product structure. And it definitely plays a really integral role in our validator business. So when we first started launching a lot of these nodes, we were buying these assets, early and often, I would say, for many of these different kind of networks. So we run for DOT, KSM, Band, Luna, which has been huge for us. MATIC's been huge. Atom, Kava, kardiachain, e-money, Fuse. I mean, the list goes on and on, but essentially we have a significant stake in all of these. Eight plus figures, high 8 figures. So significant, and we were lucky that we had some big bets that have done quite well. Early from last summer. So I'm talking like sub 40 cent Luna. 1 cent MATIC, stuff like this. So we've had and super cheap DOT, super cheap KSM. KSM just crossed 400 today. We got it under 10. So our validator business itself, just from what we own, is large. From what the community has delegated to us is quite significant as well.
So how do you reward the delegators?
So obviously each node or each network has its own kind of inflationary staking rewards that are paid out, on a per blockchain basis. So, DOT stakers get DOT, KSM stakers get KSM, yada, yada, yada. We've developed a system where we essentially further incentivize our delegators, our nominators, if they nominate 1 to our node and 2 on our platform, by essentially paying them out in our own token on top. So what this means is if they come onto our platform and they delegate to our node, they bind their Ethereum address because obviously Ohm token is currently Ethereum based. If they bind their Ethereum address, we can basically track their staking history, and depending on how much percentage of the pool or the denominator pool, delegator pool that they make up, we will then on a monthly basis essentially allow them to claim additional tokens of ours. So we have a program that's currently running for Polkadot and Kusama of 500,000 Ohm tokens each per month, and the users can claim those in two ways. The first way is that they can either take 20% of the rewards after a 1 month vest, or they can take 100% of the rewards after a 6-month vesting schedule. If you take 20% of the rewards after 1 month, obviously you get them sooner, you forfeit 80%, and that 80% actually goes back to the community. So half of that 80% goes to the long claim stakers, or the long claim like claimers, and the other half of that goes back to our kind of staking rewards or ecosystem rewards bucket that can then further incentivize other initiatives, from staking to lending to all these different things down the line.
And how do you guys actually maintain the deflationary model of Mantra DAO?
Sure. So there's a couple ways that we do this. I think the two most important ones are probably just our buyback mechanism, and the second one is the Mantra pool. And maybe I'll do Mantra pool or the buybacks first. So because that's more aligned with the validator business anyway. So from our validator business, and actually a lot of our other products, we take revenues from that and use them in the buybacks, but particularly from our validator business, we take 50% of those staking rewards on a weekly basis. So everything that we're earning from our 10 to 15 different chains on a weekly basis, we convert back into something, a stable coin or whatever. And we actually buy back on Uniswap. So it's on chain, it's visible for everyone. They can kind of see the weekly buyback, how they accrue. We do them bi-weekly though, to be honest, because weekly is a little bit of a laborious effort. And so 50% of all of our validator rewards go back to this. And it's fairly significant, I must say. Then we have 25% of those rewards that go actually to this product called the Mantra pool. So the Mantra pool is a pool where users can spend their own tokens. It's literally like a lottery. You can send your own tokens to this contract. They get removed from circulation. And if you're one of the lucky winners, you win 25% of the week's validator rewards for that week. Right now we have it set so that 5 people win. So the first guy wins 50% and then down. So that's been good. I think we've removed several million OHM tokens from circulation just in the couple months that we've run those programs. And actually we're looking forward to having a lower cost version of Mantra pool, just because people don't want to pay a lot of money in ETH fees to play the lottery, essentially. But if you can make that really cheap, I know for a fact that a lot of people are very excited to try their luck. And particularly as the rewards grow, as we get more nodes on the network or on our network, the pot is going to continue to increase week after week after week.
But would you say that the Mantra pool is just a sort of gamified lottery? Is that a way to put it? Yeah. For
sure. Yeah, for sure. Right now we have it on a weekly basis. We're going to toy around with having daily ones as well, just to, smaller, obviously, but just, to keep people playing and kind of like slots a little bit. We're working to potentially have this is kind of like the way that casinos do it. They have something called like a near miss. Mm-hmm. Whereas like if you play slots and you hit 2 out of 3 of the, the icons, you want to go again because maybe you're going to get 3 out of 3 the next time and win big, right? But obviously the odds are always in the house's favor. So most of the time you're not. But it's a good way to, potentially gamify the experience of people, playing in a very cheap way to, remove tokens from circulation. So these are all types of things that we're thinking about for how to, further incentivize the users to play these games. We're also thinking of potentially having like a no loss pool as well, not too dissimilar from Pool Together. Because actually, shout out to Pool Together, that was the original inspiration for our product in the first place.
And you mentioned the Ethereum fees, and those are just something I don't think anybody's ever going to forget once, we sort of fix that eventually at some point. So how are those fees, how are those gas fees actually impacting you guys?
Well, they definitely impact the community, I'll say, and probably disproportionately impact the smaller token holders in the community, which is unfortunate. Even for some of our more higher yielding products, if you're not holding a decent sized bag, it just doesn't make economic sense to even try to participate, which is definitely not something that we want. We want to be a mass retail product. We want to bring these products to every corner of the globe and allow people from any economic walk of life to be able to participate. And currently Ethereum doesn't allow for that, just because it is really the costs are too much to incur for some people. So that's definitely why we're looking at lower cost Ethereum layer 2 versions of our products, including Polygon or MATIC, just to give our users an option to participate and take part in our products, use them. And obviously we also have strategic rationales as well. We're one of the larger validators for MATIC, I think top 3. We have a great deal of MATIC ourselves. We're partnered with QuickSwap, with Router Protocol, a couple of these other guys within MATIC. So there's other reasons why we would do that, but the core is really that we want to give our users cheap options to be able to participate in our products.
And I think the thing with DeFi, it's so fascinating because it's really trying to, put people on the financial map, people that don't have, that financial infrastructure across the globe. And then you have these crazy fees, which kind of just undermines that. So I'm always really interested to see how these layer 2 solutions play out. But this is interesting because some of your DeFi staking pools actually reward users with NFTs, and NFTs are just blowing up right now. There's a crazy mania. So tell me your thoughts on NFTs, and do you see more sort of heading in this direction?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think they're very cool. From just a pure art perspective, we had talked to people like very early before his whole thing blew up, and it's great to see that the crypto community embraced him with what he's been doing. So I just think NFTs from that perspective are cool and unique. Obviously there's a lot of hype and buzz and bit of a bubble-ish forming around those. There's a lot of them that just really aren't worth anything. But I think if you can really create utility around it and keep people interested, it makes sense to use them. And particularly if you have like really cool branding and a lot of different stuff, people like it. And the way that we've integrated some of them is that we had one NFT where when we crossed 100 million Ohm tokens staked on our platform, which currently is like over $50 million, we launched this NFT, and the NFT essentially gave users access to one airdrop, like one special airdrop every month. We launched them at 2 ETH, and I think they're trading 100 times, or excuse me, over 100%. So they're like around 4 ETH right now, plus I think. So that actually shows that we have created some value for that. We've also integrated that into our launchpad. We have a launchpad called Zendit. And one of the tiers, or two of the tiers actually, is involving holding our NFTs. So we did a collaboration with Bondly Finance, and actually a bunch of other Polkadot projects to launch a Polkapet. So we have our own Mantra DAO Polkapet. And there's a lot of them, but if you hold one Polkapet, it gives you, a potential access into our launchpad pools. And that's like the smallest tier actually, but it's easily accessible for most people. I think they're only a couple $100, so people can get in, and at least it gives them the shot to participate in these things. They don't have to be a massive whale, holder of tokens to be able to actually access. The second tier is the 88 100 million Ohm staked NFTs. That's the second tier, a bit higher up. And then we also have just like Ohm staking and Ohm holding and things of this nature. But that's one way that we've included those NFTs into one of our core products. We're looking to also figure out ways to introduce NFTs as collateral on our money market products. So, you would basically be able to, stake or supply your NFT and then borrow, things against it. So you can actually like monetize your NFT collection without selling it. Right, which would be pretty cool for some people. Let's say the person who bought that people for $70 million probably doesn't need to take out a loan against their NFT, but some person who has a $10,000 NFT or $20,000 NFT and doesn't want to sell it, but needs some, wants to, maybe they want to invest in some ICO or something like that, they can take out a loan against it, and then they don't have to actually, sell their NFT. So that's something that we're looking forward to as well. Like the true integration of NFTs into kind of financial products is cool.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting to start seeing people take out loans on the NFTs. I think that's going to be insane. And I'm still kind of not fully sure where I stand on NFTs. I can see the value in it, in terms of giving something authentication, putting it on the blockchain. But I feel like there could be a little bit of a bubble here. So I'll have to see how it plays out.
Definitely a bit of a bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. But just finally, you're also building the AMM DEX, so the AMM DEX. How is that going? Give us an update, and what can we expect from you guys in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so the DEX swapping mechanism that we're building is actually going to be laid out in the next couple weeks. So we basically, when we first launched Mantra DAO, we laid out a roadmap up until the end of Q1 2021. So that's in 2 weeks. So far, we have hit every single milestone on time, and then some, I will add. And we're basically creating right now at the moment, actually, we're creating this roadmap of Mantra 2.0 and what that means. And one of those big things that we're working on is this DEX that goes together with our Zendit Launchpad. So the two big themes for these two products are multi-chain, one, and hybrid regulated. So we're working with a broker-dealer partner in the United States that's going to be integral in not only dealing with crypto assets, but also digital securities, STOs, and things of this nature. So bringing a bit more of a regulated approach to DeFi, bringing permissionless DeFi applications into a regulated space as well. So this is something that we're looking forward to. We're going to lay this out very detailed in Q2. So that's coming very shortly, and we're pretty excited about what that's going to bring. So far, we haven't really seen that. Think of a hybrid regulated uniswap, where you can trade all types of different things, from crypto assets to digital security STOs to truly tokenized equities, not even just synthetics, but actually backed tokenized equities, which is cool.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely fascinated to see, number one, how the community takes to it, and then number two, how it actually, I guess, cleans up the space a little bit, because DeFi really has that negative connotation attached to it, unfortunately, just given how many rug pulls we've seen over the summer. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I will add, that's an Altcoin Buzz exclusive.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, well, thank you so much.
About that so far. You're welcome.
All right, well, we'll have to catch up with you when we hear more about it. So thank you so much. JP, I wish you the best of luck and look forward to catching up.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate it.